Okay, hi guys. Welcome to our 30-minute live chat. The ID live chat with Ki Hong, Prof. Ki Hong. We have Valerie here, a year 4 student, and Norway, also a year 4 student. Okay, we're waiting for people to come in. Okay, while waiting for people to come in, let's just do some self-intros. Oh, KK is here. Maybe
hello.
starting with Prof. Yes.
Hello, I'm Ki Hong here. I'm a professor here, associate professor in industrial design. My background, I come from the industry. So my past experience, I worked at Ziba in the US, HP, and Design Exchange, which I still work at now. Yeah, that's what I do. And most of my teaching here, I'm focused on authentic design education. That means I try to teach things that are as aligned to industry as possible, so that a student can graduate and hit the ground running when they reach the first job.
Yeah, actually you guys can speak a bit louder because the background is a bit noisy.
Okay.
But yeah, thanks you. Hey Valerie.
Hello, so I'm Valerie. I'm a year 4 student from IE. Yeah, so
Maybe tell us more about what are you doing now?
so now I'm working on my thesis. Let's talk about it. No one.
Done.
So actually, I don't know what to say.
It's okay. Maybe tell us a bit more about your background, like what you did before ID.
So before I came to ID, I was from JC and I didn't have any design background. So when I came into ID, it was quite a new thing for me. Yeah, but I soon was able to catch up through the 4 years because through the training in year 1 and year 2 to year 4, you get to try different projects based on your interests. So yeah.
So what made you choose ID in the first place?
I think I was interested in ID because it was quite a hands-on course, and I kind of wanted to make an impact with what I did with my work. And what made me come into ID was I saw some products out there that was social products, I guess. So things like live straw or
Live straw.
Yeah,
The filter system.
Yeah. So actually, I think when I came in, I didn't really know what I was getting myself into because I just kind of knew that I wanted to go into that aspect. So that's why I came into ID. Yeah.
Thanks, Val. Okay, before we go to the third guest today to introduce herself, for people who are in here, so there are 11 people now, feel free to ask any questions. Submit them, click on the question icon at the bottom of the screen so that we can pin your question and everybody can follow. Yeah. So before we start, Loe, would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Norway. I'm from Singapore Poly before I entered NUS, and I did experience in product design, which is a course that I would say is quite related to what we are doing here. So when I was in Poly, I was very, very happy with what I was doing and interested. That's why I decided to apply to NUS so that I can get more experience and more in touch with maybe the real industry and things like that, like the collaborations and stuff.
Thanks, Loe. Somebody says hi. Say cheese says hi, Loe. I don't know
Who's that?
Okay, we have questions coming in. Maybe I'll get to the first one. Okay, we have one question from Cannot La. How much engineering and business is taught in ID?
Well, we don't have. I think there are classes that electives that students will take in business and other stuff. But I think if I just talk about the design portion, we have a lot of collaboration. So I think that the advantage is that you actually are doing design and you're doing business related part of design within a correct context. So if you just learn design, business class by itself, it's sometimes a bit out of detached and a bit out of context. But in this case, we work with a real collaborator. So for example, right now I'm working with Samsung on a collaboration. Samsung, the Korean company. So they want to come up with a new product for next range. They want to create new products, and they share with us say some of the product strategic product roadmap. So, for example, work together with them, we uncover like emerging trends, big signals, social, technology, business, how it blend together, and in the workshop we'll get the student up and to create those new ideas. So I think through this kind of workshop, I think it's more realistic. It reflect what really happens when they enter the workforce in the company, versus they actually go and take a business course, for example. And there are others. For example, we have another professor, Martin. He was formerly from Volkswagen Audi. So he does a lot of 3D printing, structure, calculations. So instead of going to engineering, you tends to do like that, and there you go. You do design, and it has engineering input in the right context of design. So I feel that it's more effective.
Thanks, Young. Okay. Actually, maybe to elaborate on this while waiting for more questions to come. So I think a lot of people know that IED is quite multidimensional. You will touch on business and also desirability, whether users want it, and also whether it works or not in feasibility. So it's a common question that's been asked, like how are projects mostly graded? Mostly by aesthetics, how it looks, or how it works, whether it works or not?
Well, I think today, you talk about today like design, today's context, where in the fourth industrial revolution, I think design in pure aesthetics doesn't cut it anymore. I don't think there's much job opportunity out there anyway if you're just focusing on that. So we look at it from multiple dimensions. So even in our grading for finals especially, we do pull in like domain experts in respective field, because design doesn't exist in a silo anymore. So even for example, like we did a studio last semester with GovTech, for example. It is product design.
So Mo Wei was in that studio also. She worked with GovTech.
So like GovTech, right? It's product design and it's service design. So if you were to go in and grade it based on aesthetic, it's just the wrong context. So we have to make sure that the user, in this case elderly users, right? You need to understand their lifestyle, study them, research them, make sure that the service you design, it resonates with their daily user's journey. You cannot deviate too much. And with that understanding, you exploit that understanding to design a range of products for them to use. So it covers multiple goals. It's multidiscipline.
Maybe Lowy, would you like to share what you did with GovTech?
Okay,
what you learned.
So what I learned. Okay, so like what Kimo mentioned, like it's about like not just a product, like there's a service side to it also. So we really needed to, I think we learn a lot by like maybe talking to the elderly themselves and finding out like what they really truly need. But sometimes like they may not be able to vocalize like what they need and things like that. So that's how we try and really dig into through understanding their daily lifestyle and things like that, and then how we can try and find certain interesting points for us to like intervene and maybe come up with a product that they will want to use in their daily living, and then how we can like basically make it so seamless for them that they wouldn't find it a chore to use or like things like that.
Yeah, thanks Lowy. So how this started was, for people who just came in and joined, the question was, in ID, would you learn other dimensions from engineering and business? So we are saying that ID is quite multidimensional. You consider feasibility, desirability, and viability, whether it's sustainable as a business. But also there will be opportunities, depending on the project, for you to work with engineers. Like for example, if you're doing a medical design project, I used to have to consult a mechanical engineer to get that up and running. Yeah. So maybe next question. Okay, we have this interesting question from Lemony Stick. Since we have one Polytechnic student and one JC student here, are the expectations for Polytechnic students and JC students different for the test and interview? Maybe Prof?
I think that broadly speaking, it's not different. We have a benchmark which we want them to cross. These are basic academic performance also related CCA or hobbies that we want them to cross. But once they cross, right, I think we value them based on their passion and their potential to excel here. So I think those are just numbers. And also just a gate for us to actually filter those that has a higher possibility of success in this program. So we're open. I think a big part, most students come in and we have to go through the interview. That's what counts.
Is it the same for both? Like, I know I got interviewed. Like, did you only get interviewed?
We got interviewed like a little test.
A little test.
Yeah. I think that's the difference because I think for a lot of polys, right, they already have 3 years of education. So the basic test we kind of take it aside. Whereas those from JC, they don't have any, it's almost zero domain experience. So we have to give them some little tests to see, to gauge how they can solve problems. I think that would be, I still think it's quite minor.
Maybe to explain this further. So for the interview and test, like what is it that, what are the kind of people that you're looking out for, like for ID?
I think passion is quite high on the list. Let's look at evidence that they have some basic creativity, problem-solving skill. I want to see the evidence there. You can sometimes tell through the hobbies they have. So for example, if say a person that claims that they have this super passion in something to make stuff, but has zero hobby in that area, will be highly suspect. So for example, things like that, and we want to see what have you done and all that. And also we are aware that not everybody is equally expressive. So we do try to dig a bit deeper, and sometimes it's an informal chat just to see your potential.
Yeah, so actually would really highly encourage all those who are shortlisted and coming for an interview to bring any things that represent your hobbies. So whether it's crafts or like doodles or clippings.
It can be anything like
anything.
As a guy that was accepted, or he did a bunch of
catapults.
Yeah, so it's like just from the from computer games, like so he can launch marbles across the table.
Wow, who was this?
I can't remember.
But we have all sorts of people like bringing in really super cool weird things.
And we also want diversity. We don't want the cookie cutter kind, and because different people bring different things to the table, and they learn from each other. There are a lot of peer learning here. Most projects here are group projects, and which is what is happening in the industry. We rarely have the design Rambo, the superstar guy, carrying himself alone. So we do usually work in groups, and that dynamic helps. And sometimes people's skills. Someone is really interesting with really funny hobbies, and sometimes really we look at character. We feel that we'll bring something to the table and kind of encourage the class. Sometimes people like that we find useful, and they do perform well.
Thanks. So maybe just to clarify this one thing for everybody who's here, you do not need a design portfolio, although it's good to have. But so since we're talking about character traits and waiting for more questions, maybe you could share more about as like students, like what do you think are maybe like 3 character traits we could like do as a group that you think would be that an ID student would need to have? Like character traits, not
you enjoy
skills.
working with the group project that work well.
Or Valerie?
Yeah, it's better.
But I think something that I learned very recently, which took me quite a long time to learn, but was that I think sometimes it's really not about how much hard skill sets you have, but like it's really how you communicate with your team and actually know what each other is good at, and then how you can maybe utilize that, and then to finish your project well. I think cause like personally, like I always struggled maybe in like finishing projects and things like that also. But then like maybe very recently, like my final year, then I realized that sometimes like it's about understanding like what people are trying to say sometimes when they like you may not agree with it, but then maybe there's a reason why they say it, and then how to work around that and utilize that, and then I think it will result in a much better like outcome, and that's everybody will be happy with also.
You're learning to collaborate, like give and take.
So like
learn from
instead
them.
of like, cause I came from poly, so technically it's like I have like maybe a little bit more hard skills at the start, but then like at the end like I kind of realized that maybe the communication, what you call it, the working kind of skills is actually very very important. Yeah. So, and like what Ki Hong said about like when you go into the industry, like you don't actually work alone. So I think like that's something very big that I think I learned in IIT.
Yeah. True. Agree. Thanks, Ollie. Okay, Kelly?
So far I can only think of two, but I think after like 4 years here, I think what's important is for a designer to be curious. So I think someone that is always eager to learn. So I think one thing that's interesting about ID is that every sem there's like different project briefs, right? So there isn't really like a fixed outcome for each of the briefs. So every year or every sem you create new things, and there's not anyone to really define like what kind of designer you should be. So it's kind of a place where you can like there's even projects like I did under Ki Hong once. It was just like product redesign. Then you can just pick any product that you would like to do. So it's that open. Yeah. And then I think the curious thing is that I think it's important for people to be curious to learn, because the learning opportunities here are like endless, and it's also quite independent, because when you start on something you have to carry through with it, and your prof is like just there to guide you along. Yeah. The second one I think is being resilient, or like follow through with your work lah, because I think it's really quite rigorous here, the program. So the project is about like 11 to 13 weeks, and usually at the end like we're just like rushing like crazy, and we're, like doing work like the whole day. So you do it in the day, you do it at night, you don't sleep like towards the end lah, at least. So you have to be prepared for that. Like if you can't handle it, yeah, just like
You always have a choice.
I can't manage it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it happens like once in a while. So you need to like really like your projects to want to like work so hard at it.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, thanks guys. Okay, got more specific questions that we just like jump straight in. So just now the same girl who asked, thank you for the reply about expectations in the poly and JC. One more question. When will applicants know if they are shortlisted for the test? Do you know?
Oh, actually, I'm not sure.
Okay, this one, right?
I
Administrative
think it
questions.
depends.
It depends.
Like, got mine quite early.
Yeah, it depends.
Yeah, it really depends. Like I got friends from the same school, but they got like 2 weeks later than me. So I think that one's very hard to say.
Yeah, okay. For this more administrative questions, right, I would highly suggest you email our admin, which is askdid@nus.edu.sg. I'll just type it in here later. It'll be more efficient, because like we wouldn't be the best people to ask. Okay, another one. Okay, also on portfolio. Is physical portfolio needed for interview, since all of my designs are digital?
No, you can come here with your notebook and then show us your digital work. In fact, one of our best intake last year was a student who has worked before in a digital marketing. So she has a lot of design work on digital interface, user experience.
Ziling?
Yeah. So there's nothing physical. Everything is digital.
Upgrade already. My year was like 8 A4 printed pages.
But I think we live in a digital world. I think it's fine.
3 years ago.
Because some of the design principle in
Hey
physical...
Ziling, we're just talking about you. She just joined the chat.
Okay, Ziling, anyway. I think a lot of the design principles on physical design and digital design are fairly similar. Hierarchy, contrast, things like that, user interface are fairly similar. So we can evaluate based on your digital work.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy who's asking this question cannot lah. He said he just applied to the ID yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I said, yay, congrats. We'll see you soon. Hopefully.
I think we're experienced enough to tell a talent when we see one. So don't worry.
Talent.
I love.
Okay, guys, those who just joined, feel free to submit your questions in the questions icon at the bottom of the page, and then we can pin it. Okay. Oh, we have. Oh, he came in. Yeah, he joined us just now in the chat. He's from IDEO. How do you balance the freedom to explore the extreme ends of design that uni provides with FEAS? Wait, feasibility and viability. Okay, how do you balance the freedom to explore the extreme ends of design that uni provides with feasibility and viability?
No, I think I can only answer broadly because it depends. Almost all my projects are, for example, a collaboration with companies, organizations. So a lot depends on the project and the client itself. But overall, right, I think the early stages of a project where we actually trying to open up possibility, what can and cannot be done. Maybe we'll put that aside first. So basically, right, if logic, viability, things that are very logical, right, is actually not a switch on or off. I think it's a dial, a slider. So at the beginning, I'll slide the thing very low. And let's just jam and then come up with ideas. Whether it may be logical, absurd even, but let's just put it on the table because even those that are not usable can be a catalyst for something else better, and ideas can combine and merge. And as the project are narrowed down in scope and filtered, and has gone through approval from stakeholder, and I think I'll tighten up, for example. Tighten up, so it need to be viable, implementable. Otherwise, it's just fluff there. We're just doing cosmetics.
Yeah. Anything to add? Or maybe I think Kian, could you maybe give an example of a project with or a student project that you've been working with that you had to balance this lack of feasibility from the beginning, but it was worthwhile in the end?
Off the cuff. Okay, maybe just broadly, say right now, like last semester, I have a collaboration with GovTech where she was actually on board, and they start off with a lot of constraint. That means it's IoT devices, and design a set of service around it for the elderly. And they do show us a case study where the initiative they had failed badly. Very logical stuff, but failed. They didn't anticipate, and then they know the reason why. They share with us. And then also, there's also a technology platform we need to write on. It's actually a SIM card, a special SIM card, low bandwidth and low power that we can use on it. And the middleware, everything is already up. So we are surrounded by tons of constraints that if I were to just dump this on day one for the students, right, I think they would be totally lost. And they all would come up with a bunch of
expected things.
Yeah.
Yes.
And if you deliver that, it will be next to worthless for GovTech. So in this case, we kind of open up. Let's forget about all that. Let's come up with stuff. Look at how they live. Look at how they go about their life, things that matters to them and things that don't really. Before we start to come up with ideas, and as those ideas proliferate, we start to see what actually resonates and align with the infrastructure that's given and what doesn't. So we start to group them, and from something sometimes quite illogical stuff, like for example, I think one of them they have a dancing club, a social club, for example. We merge them into a friendship club, for example, where people wearing this device, right, can connect ad hoc rapidly, and then we use it as a channel to actually monitor them, their health, their safety, their everything, and to actually spread information to them. So it becomes a multi-channel thing and something that give them more reason to wear and sustain that wearability. So it comes from some kind of a funny gathering club, fun club, and to something that's highly usable, that we tighten up and implemented.
Yeah. So sometimes it starts with somewhere a crazy, stupid starting point.
There's something stupid in design.
But sometimes you need that like to push for newer ideas and things that are not expected. Yeah.
Okay, there's something to say.
Yes,
Yeah, so
Valerie.
I think like okay, that was like quite an interesting question, but I feel like that like you kind of develop your own answer like through uni because like different professors have different approaches. Like some professors, I guess like maybe more service is a bit more like constrained because like there is kind of like a clear problem and then there is like a clear process. But some other professors are like create more open briefs, so you have more creativity to go crazy. So create like more inspirational ideas. So it's kind of like up to you to decide like at the end of 4 years what is your stand as a designer, like how much on that scale you want to go, because I think a lot of people think that most people after they graduate they will probably decide like do they want to do business or do they want to do like more design kind of things. Like our different professors will have different jobs and things that they believe in.
Yeah, and approaches also.
Yeah, so that I think it's kind of like up to you, but you get to try different projects in IDEA. So it's quite
just to add on to what she said, right? Every semester you have about 11 to 14 choices of studio topic. So you have to pick two. And that gives you a lot of choices of professors and topics that you can play with. So you're not like stuck with someone that you don't agree with. And through the semester, right, you can actually curate your own portfolio to something you like, you want to specialize in.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for your answers. Okay, we don't have any more questions. We have 4 minutes left. Oh, we have another question. Oh, okay. Okay, another question from Canola, who just applied. I know this might sound weird, but is the studio like warm since I don't see any air cons around?
Oh, I just
can talk about the building now.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, it's this building, right? Singapore's first brand new NetZeroEnergy building. It consumes as much as it produces on a solar panel on the roof. So we have a special aircon system. It is hybrid. Just to cut a long story short, right? You have a lot of fan flipping there, right? So we have air hitting the skin. We don't need such low temperature. So it's very well regulated. And the best thing about it, the air here is not recycled. So it can make you work for hours without you feeling tired.
so that's the meaning.
Oh yeah, I saw another person was saying the degree, I think the grad show area was so hot. He was expecting so bad.
Oh yeah, that's outside
It's
the
a
building.
chopping wall.
That's outside the building.
Which is true, yeah. But because that day our grad show was so crowded, it was super hot. But actually in the studio it's quite cooling. It's just nice you don't need to wear a sweater. Yeah, quite well ventilated. Thanks for the question, but you can come in here and just test it for yourself lah. Experience it for yourself. SDE4. It's a new building in NUS. Okay, I think we have 2 minutes left and I think there are no more questions. If anybody has a pressing question, just ask ASAP and then you can get them answered. But if not, okay, maybe like ask a last question that everybody can contribute to. Maybe after, since we have like 2 year 4 students, like both one from Poly, one from JC, maybe after 4 years in DID, like how has your perspective of design changed? Or how has your perspective on approaching design work like changed? You wanna answer? Kia? No pressure.
You want me to start the slide?
Can we make simple things?
Approach change. I don't know whether this will answer that question, but I think like because over time with experience in some sense, after doing multiple projects, like if you actually sit back after the project ends, you have time to go and evaluate it and things like that. Like I think maybe you will be able to see your own growth, and maybe I cannot specifically pinpoint out what approach of mine that changed, but I would say that like you will definitely, if you are interested in actually working hard and you are interested in what you are doing, you will definitely see growth in you through the hardships in some sense. Yeah. So like just now I said, maybe I learned that like working with people is very, very important and things like that. Yeah, so what my change maybe is it's not just about like hard skills. Yeah, like knowing how to use a certain software like crazily fantastic may not be able to bring you any much further if you cannot like improve another part of yourself in some sense. So
yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, so because like design is in nature has to be quite collaborative. Like you have to work with different people from different disciplines.
Because you're designing for people also.
Yeah.
So understanding maybe people or working with people.
Thanks, Holly. Sorry, if there's one question that we can answer. Last question. Good one. Why from Charlie Bit Me Lao? Okay.
Hey,
why do you think? Who's that?
Isn't that like us here? Okay,
Oh, really? It's okay. It's a good question. Why do you think design is more important than ever now?
Well, you know,
Okay, last question.
It can be very broad. I mean, I try my best to do that, but we are in the fourth industrial revolution, AI and all that. A lot of jobs have been displaced. It's not always a happy thing. I think we come down to it, right? If you look at some of the major conferences over the last 2 years, I think what brings about with that change, right? What is necessary is that you need the interface between the technology part and human. You can have the AI there, you can have a lot of things there, you can have a lot of machine there. You need operator, you need people to set it, you need someone to use it. So I think there are a lot of opportunity there for you to get involved. Even big data. Big data by itself is useless. You filter them, and you need to present it in a way that someone can actually understand. Those all require design. So I think it's a profession I feel that adapts to the time. So I know, like say, 10 years ago, all you learn in school maybe is very restricted to very mainstream kind of product design for industrial designers. Talk about Bauhaus, stuff like that. But I think today, right, I think it's broadened up so much. It's so adaptable and still changing. And I think I would like to hijack the question slightly to sell ourselves a bit better. I think of course I'm biased, but I think we are one of the best programs around. Just because if you go to our website, look at the professor, the background is so diverse. I have never seen such a diverse background in at least the regional university. You have to go to pretty major international university, and we are quite highly ranked. Well, among the top 10 definitely in Asia. And I mean, I think we are top 30 among thousands of schools and programs out there.
Of design schools, you mean?
Yeah, but I think that our program is highly relevant to today's world.
Thanks. Okay, do you have anything to add? Or why do you think design is more important than ever now?
Yeah, the one I didn't think.
It's okay. So just now actually, for those just joined, like we posed a question like how has 4 years being in the ID, like how has your perspective of design changed?
Right. Okay, so I think when I came in with a clean slate because I just came from JC, so I had a different idea of what design was like. So I think when I first came in, my idea of design was very focused on problem solving. So like there's a problem, then you find something to fix it. But then soon I managed to explore, I guess, different side of design, which is like to imagine design possibilities so that you can create something more inspirational. But at the same time, if you go too crazy with that, then it's not really feasible. So I think my stand now is to kind of merge both, to find something that's worth solving, but also to be able to think beyond what is normally thought of, to I guess create something that people have never done. So to kind of also put what you believe into your work, because when you're, I think I learned that when I'm passionate about something, then it will kind of show my work and it will be good for people. And I also feel that as a designer, you have a very important role because you are the one that is creating this thing for other people. So you must think about the social consequences of what you create. Yeah.
Hey, Caitlin just said hi. So hi, Val. Actually, maybe since you're talking about like passion, like could you share with us like what's one project that you've really been like passionate about, or like been important to you?
I think because I talked about the playground thing like in the video,
it's
but
okay.
like
It's
I think
okay.
in general like I like doing project that is related to kids. Yeah, because like I just like their creating good things for them, I guess. So I tend to pick like projects related to that, so that I'll get excited about it, and then like I want to create something that I would like to use to. Yeah.
As a child, no?
Yeah.
Yeah, actually, Val just she did a project on playgrounds, right? Under Christoph.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fun. It's in the social. It'll come out soon, I think.
Yeah, there's a video about it. Like, stay tuned. Okay, I think that's the end of 30 minutes. Actually, 35 minutes. So thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Yeah, for taking time to answer
Thanks for
questions.
joining us.
Yeah. So actually, you can stay, and then there's another chat today at 6 p.m. with Martin. So yeah, you can choose to join us for that. So thanks, guys. Okay, bye.